Well, we got us a little webbot hit. This is a real good one. It's not anything important. I should say, unfortunately, like, big event that it talked about or something, but nonetheless, it was mentioned in the webbot report, the recent one, and there's just now news about it. So this is the earlier October report, but the date that this article was published was yesterday. Now, as I'm doing this video, it's October 27th, 2015, which means I will be uploading it tomorrow. But the date of this article, October 26th at 10 p.m. and then edited October 27th at 4:45. So this is Russia Today. So this was news to them. So the older webbot report, which was, earlier October, can't possibly have known this in advance, or could it? Because it's the webbot. Now, first I want to talk about what I thought was a potential hit. And someone sent it to me and Cliff, and I replied back to them, like, which specific report was it? Was it me talking, whatever? He sent me my video where I was talking about this piece from the September Alta webbot report at around 13 minutes to like 15 minutes. And it talks about the Saudis and the royals being caught in a plane, and I'm like, oh crap, that dude just got busted in, I think, Lebanon, Saudi royal prince with tons of cocaine and or some other drugs also in a plane, his private plane. Whoa. So I went and listened to myself read the report, and it's not quite a hit. What it talked about was like being mobbed by people and the plane can't take off and that kind of stuff. But it's interesting nonetheless, I must say. However, this one, so this would have been, I believe, from the October report, page 20. I was talking with Cliff in an email, and I'm assuming he's talking about the most recent one. In the quote from the webbot report, I'll read first. None of the shorter-term data sets are supporting the idea of a space expedition, but there are further sets bringing along longer-term data for new activities from an old frozen companion. These sets do not refer to lunar, but rather seem to point towards something unknown at a very deep level. This automated device may be referencing something like a dark satellite, which has been around for decades and is extremely unknown. In some of the new supporting sets, we find that the new activities will draw attention of the dark breakaway civilization or ops world. This latter may be why the sets remain active, but loose visibility over the accrual of the shorter term values. So all that I just read you, keep that in mind. And again, he's interpreting data from his webbot spiders, essentially. So after what I just said, interesting headline from Russia Today. WTF. Mysterious artificial space object heading towards Earth. And hold on, because wait till I get done reading this all. A mysterious chunk of space debris will hit Earth off the coast of Sri Lanka on November 13. Scientists have no clear idea what it is, other than it is likely artificial in origin, and have dubbed the object WT1190F. It's, quote, it's a piece of space history that's come back to haunt us. Jonathan McDowell, an astrophysicist at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, told Nature. Detected by the Catalina Sky Survey and Observation Lab at the University of Tucson, the alleged piece of space debris initially puzzled observers. Let me go back to the webbot report. None of the shorter-term sets are supporting the idea of a space expedition, but there are further supporting sets along longer-term data for new activities from an old frozen companion. These sets don't refer to lunar, but rather seem to point towards something unknown at a very deep level. The alleged piece of space debris initially puzzled, yes, meaning it's unknown, doesn't know what it is, observers, but astronomers then went back through the lab's past images from telescopes and noticed that it had been present since at least 2012. From then on, they calculated the orbit of the object, which has been circling the Earth at a longer orbit than the Moon, and deduced that the piece of cosmic refuse was likely placed there by man. Quote, to fit the solar radiation pressure effects on its orbit, you need to assume a high area to mass ratio, implying the thing is hollow, like an empty rocket stage would be, McDowell told Popular Mechanics. So it has the right size and properties, and it is in an orbit, which would be surprising for a natural object whizzing around the Earth-Moon system. But we know there are a bunch of pieces of space junk. Astrophysicists believe that the object could even be a memento of the Apollo missions that took U.S. astronauts to the moon. So they might think it's a old mission from Apollo. This automated device, Webbot report, this automated device may be referencing something like the DARK satellite, which has been around for decades and is extremely unknown. They had to go back to earlier data from 2012, and they said, okay, we've been seeing this thing apparently since then at least. But they've also realized this thing could be from what appears to be from previous Apollo missions. When were the Apollo missions? Decades ago. If this is not a Webbot hit, I don't know what is. ABC. The Webbot report isn't perfect because it has to be interpreted by a human known as Cliff High. He takes the data that his spiders that he programmed them to go out and do their thing. So again, it's a computer software application that stores information in databases, and they're programmed based off of what he wants them to go essentially and do. So you can see clearly this thing cannot be the most perfect thing in the world. It's software created by man. There's potential for it not to be perfect, obviously. Having said that, I'm pretty certain that what I just reported to you is nothing short of amazing. That this thing's talking about what I just read. Articles from technically 2 days ago, edited a day ago, or excuse me, today, the 27th. So that was 1 day ago. Yesterday, the article was created, and not only that, at 2200 hours, 10 o'clock at night. So, I mean, come on. Essentially, from right now, it's 9:35 here, so it's, 11 and a half, 12 hours ago, whatever. Those keywords in the article tie right in with what the Webbot said. How can I be the only one that sees this as amazing? And people wonder why I sit here and do these videos. Oh, Webbot, stupid thing, that's hocus pocus. You can call it whatever the hell you want. But old JSNIP4 is not throwing away the old Webbot reports. I'm not going to stop reading those suckers. Ain't a chance in hell. And now you know why. Every now and then, I try to tell my subscribers, you know what? If you got a couple bucks, why don't you go buy the full report from Cliff High? Throw the guy a bone. It costs him a good amount of money to run the servers and the bandwidth and everything he uses. That's why I give old Cliff High a shout out. When credit is deserved, people should get it. When I talk about my videos, I'm sorry I got to put ads on there, and but I do get the revenue from the ads. I say like, oh, sorry about that, but I got to, I do it because I get revenue. And so many people, all the way down comments, dude, you've been doing this for years. Why can't a man get paid? You do a great job. You keep us informed. Absolutely, you deserve it. And I feel the same way about Cliff High. That's why I buy his reports, and I tell other people to do it because, again, give someone a bone who deserves it. So there isn't another October report coming, so we can only wait and see, because he said on his website he wasn't going to do another one or whatever for the rest of this month. So again, we can only wait and see what happens. Maybe there'll be a robot report for November, but nonetheless, I had to get out. Again, if there's credit due, I'm coming out, and I'm going to give that credit. Take care.